I mean, I've crossed the border like 2,000 times at this point, and never had I noticed this room. But I'm led into this room, where I notice another Asian, like fatter, grayer, more senior. And he's sitting down at the desk, and he instructs me to sit down. And I sit down, and I think, this is going to go quick, you know? And he's calm, and he's weighing me in a way different, you know? It's like, the guy before was like the assistant principal who busts kids for smoking cigarettes, you know? And this guy was like the principal who doesn't mess with that kind of stuff, just hardcore administrative stuff and the superintendent and the rest. And so he's there, and he starts to type in this, like, you know, PS2, like 1989 keyboard with a camera screen. And he's like typing in, he's got my driver's license, and I think, whoa, how does this motherfucker get my driver's license? But no, I wasn't even talking like that, because I was thinking, hey, how did he get my driver's license? Good question. And he takes my license, and he starts to hug and peck, you know? And I was sitting down, you know, like it's, you know, I'm at a cafe, I'm at a food roast, in just a few seconds, something will happen. And as he finishes hunting and pecking, he says, I'll be right back. And he leaves and closes the door behind him. And as the door closes, I hear a 1200 baud modem going dial-up. No connection. And no connection. And after about the third time, I'm thinking, oh shit, what have I done? I'm thinking of like the sweet and low packets I was a little too generous in grabbing from the cafe. I'm thinking about the book that, you know, I didn't exactly steal, but it was kind of, you know, the price tag changed. I'm thinking about everything I did wrong. And I'm thinking, oh shit, what did I do? What did I do? And I'm thinking, wait, there must be another guy in there. Garza, what's wrong with me? And I was sitting down, but it was like in my head, I was pacing, and then it occurred to me, and I remember this so well because I sat down so hard on my ass to the seat thinking what every single kid at about age 12, maybe 10, if they're precocious, learns about customs agents, and at least in the border. They learn that they can open your butt cheeks and peer in. This is before anybody thought that might be fun. And at least me. And so then it occurred to me, something else is going to happen. And he came in again, and he takes my license, and he asks me, where were you born? In Texas. And what is your purpose of being in Mexico? Well, you know, I was catching up with some friends of mine. And then he asks me, what is your address? And with all pride, thinking this would get me off the hook, I said, you know, 1212 Leon, apartment number 3, Austin, Texas, 78722. Bohemian side of town. And he just looks at me blankly and says, okay, a couple of ticks, and starts to walk away. And then at that moment, there's this fear. There's this fear for my well-being. But also thinking of my mother and the curfew that she made, gentlemen's agreements, and the friends outside. And I think this could go on. So I say to him, no. So this way, soy de aquí, I'm from West Oco. Soy Antonio Garza, mi papá es Antonio Garza, he's a maintenance man, mi abuelo, tiene la segunda family. I'm from here, I'm just coming home from college. And he looked at me, didn't smile, but he wasn't at all surprised. And he said, okay, well, you can go, you're free to go. And he gives me back my license. I put in my shirt pocket and I probably lost it. And he says, you're free to go. Like, haunted by the fact that I hadn't been. I go out and I see my friends. And my friends, like, they're wanting to tease me. They're wanting straight up gossip about what had happened to me, right? And I didn't have any anecdotes, and I was like always the one who got caught with stuff. So I was like, well, you know, looking for something. And what I looked for and what I found was what I settled with for quite some time, at least for a few hours. I said to him, I was just telling him, you know, like how funny it was, que estaba hablando español to prove that I was a U.S. citizen, and laugh. And we got into our cars. But on the ride there, I kept thinking something was gnawing at me because I knew that the lesson amongst all of their giddiness, like, was something else that si no soy humilde, there was a lesson there. Si no soy humilde, me van a chingar. That if I'm not humble, I will be fucked. And I remember writing, thinking, you know, wishing I knew how to handle this, like going back and replanning it, and wishing that that agent, in that situation with that agent, had been a lesson that I had learned when I was, after my first communion, when I was 12, that he could be the priest. I could treat him like a priest getting Eucharist. That I could open my mouth and stick my tongue out, old school Mexican abuelita style, and go up, not like food court, not food court American Catholic new version of the book, we're all polite and I take the host, but begging, really begging. Like my knees could be with no cushion on the pews and I would be happier begging. And all the while, as I'm begging for a morsel of food, thinking, tongue sticking out, chinga tu madre. Thank you. Thank you for coming. This is the introduction to a show I'm developing called Men in Uniform. And I hope to see you there when in the longer or next stage of it. Thank you very much. Yeah.